Today's video I want to show you how to make a design like this, basically an outline with a name attached. You can use this for whatever. You can cut it out of paper. If you're doing paper, of course, you have to make sure your letters are all connected. If they're not, the letters are just going to fall away. So this doesn't work with just regular fonts, non-script fonts if you're doing paper. If vinyl, you can use any project. I'm sorry, any type of text. So we're going to bring in our bunny head. So you can see here, I have a white background. Any image you bring in, if it's a JPEG picture file, any image, it needs to be traced because the machine, the software doesn't know where the cut lines are at. So here, actually, let me move this. Let me slide this over a bit so you can see. I'm just doing this in the gray area so you can see. And I want to show you the option that you want to use for this is going to be trace outer edge. That'll just give me one line. If I were to select trace, it's going to trace the outline and the other line on the inside, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So you see how it gives me the outline and the inner portion. Basically, I'm going to be adding an inner line. This one is too thin, so I don't want to use this one. So I just wanted to show you what that one does and why I don't want to use it. So I'm going to go with trace outer edge. So it gave me a trace of the bunny head. Since I'm done with this, I'm going to delete it. So let's bring the screen back. Okay. So I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it. Okay. And what I'm also going to do is add color to this just for visuals. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to add, like I said, the line on the inside like this. So to do that, I go to this option here. This is the offset panel. It's a star with the outline around it. Now in here there's the offset, which will do an outline. This is the internal offset, which goes on the inside. So I want the internal. Now you see by default it pops up at a 0.125 and that's where it puts it at. I want mine thicker. So I'm going to go to let's try 2.5, a little bit thicker, 0.3. Okay, I'm happy with that there. Now I want to show you, I'm going to add color to that also. So right now it's two different layers. So if I were to put a name and try to weld it, it's not going to work out. So what I need to do is, there's a couple ways I can do this. I need to subtract this top layer from the bottom layer so that it's just hollow. So I would select it. First way I'm going to show you, right click and then go to make compound path. Very easy. Let's go back because I'm going to show you another way. Select both and then you go to this modify panel and hit subtract. So you can do that way also. Both ways you'll end up with this same result. So the subtract always takes away whatever object is on top. So just remember that. Okay, so now I'm going to do the name. So I'm going to click on the A here to type my text, and let's go with Hannah again. Okay, I'm going to change my font and I'm going to go with this Amarillo one, or Amarillo, however it's pronounced. Amarillo would be the Spanish way, which is, I doubt it's Spanish. Anyhow, I'm babbling. So I'm just going to stretch this out because what I want it to do is I want both ends to overlap into this outline here. That way it'll all weld in one piece. You especially need to do that if you're working with paper. If you were working with vinyl, you wouldn't have to do that. Just something like this would be fine. But if you're working with paper, you absolutely have to make sure everything is touching. Also, you would need to make sure the H is connected to the A. If you're working with paper, one way to do that is you can ungroup and then you see it turned each letter into its own. So you can move that over to where that H is overlapping into the A. So now it would all be one. So let's group this back together. You can weld right now, or you can weld when you're doing the whole thing together. I'm just going to do it when the entire project is ready. So let's see. I'm moving it around because I want this to go into this top of the H to go into this side curve. Once again, if it was vinyl, it wouldn't matter. If it's paper, it would. We're pretending we're working with paper here. Okay, so now it's all set. Now I'm going to select both the outline, bunny outline, and the name Hannah. Then I'm going to right click and I'm going to weld. Now you'll see it's one giant image. This whole thing would cut out and you'll be ready to go. Hope that was useful, and you can use this maybe for Easter buckets this Easter, or cut out little hang tags. Thanks guys.